Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another magical Wednesday night here on the Mash and Drum. That's right, I said magical because we're gonna have a magical night. Not only are we going to dive into Masters Key Beacon, quite possibly the last Masters Key. It's not. Well, we'll get into that whole story, but also we have the brand new K Lukes. We have a couple samples. And I'm sure you guys are going to want me to do some comparing here tonight. So we'll plus there's a ton of news that's hitting. It's that time of the year. It's August. All the big fall releases are being kind of revealed. Release info coming out, lottery drawings, all that fun stuff as we get into kind of the meat and potatoes of the the bourbon calendar, where a lot of the big reveals come out. I'm sure we'll start hearing about BTAC soon. We've already heard about Old Forester Birthday Bourbon. We've heard about the new Four Roses LE 2025, which we'll get into. We already talked about Parker's Heritage. I could retaste that if you want. I actually want to go back to that, I think, for the Parker's Heritage. I did taste it last week with Scott when he was here, but don't really feel like I want to taste it again because it was a weird whiskey, but we'll get into it and try that again. But before we dive in, let's get into. Did you crack that JD12 batch 3 yet? No, I did not, Jeepman. Did not yet, but appreciate the assist on that. You're going for like round 4 on the Russell's Reserve 13. I'm just starting off the night with this. I figured I'd here's the thing about this Russell's 13 for 2025. You know, it's one of those whiskeys where it's kind of, I'm not going to say it's polarizing. It's not polarizing. It's good. But I think because, you know, myself being such a turkey head and turkey head's probably not a great term to use for yourself. Just reflecting on that real quick. A wild turkey fan. I think that honestly, it's hard not to compare previous batches, and we all do it. So the fact that this didn't really have all the oak and the deep richness that I love from the earlier Russell's 13 batches wasn't so much a bad thing, but I think that's the standard, like, you know, you start comparing stuff to. But this is just, it's just different. It's sweeter. There's some cherry there. It's not as deep and rich and oaky as some of the earlier batches. There's just not that type of aged whiskey in this batch. But overall, the more I sip it, the more I enjoy it. It's kind of crushable for 120 plus proof, and being a wild turkey, it's kind of interesting. So, all right, let's see here. What do we got? What's up, Jason? Got my hands on a 1792 cognac last week for retail. Excited to try it. John, man, it's a berry bomb. That's all I could tell you. It's blueberry pie in a glass, and that's not a bad thing always. It's not super layered, but it's not a bad thing either. We got our first super chat of the night. I want a Jason rant. Jeff Winbush, what the hell do you want me to rant about? Maybe when we go through the news, I'll have something to rant about. But thank you so much for the first super chat of the night. Guys, welcome in. We already have 266 people already tuning in. Probably more that'll be joining up here in a little bit as we get closer to tasting the Wild Turkey Beacon. Also, if you have not yet, if it's your first time here, thanks for coming along. You choose to watch me do this on Wednesday nights, and it's a blessing, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. So please subscribe to the channel if you have not yet, and also like the video going on tonight. We have a lot to get to, so I just want to say hi to a bunch of people real quick, and then we'll start just diving in here. So first, Nathan Jurgensen is here. He already is starting off the night right. He's got a little decades in the Glen. Night, I like it. 96 Milliman is here. That beacon has been sounding good. Yeah, for the most part, I've tried not to hear too much outside noise about the reviews. So I haven't really watched any. So I'm going to give you guys my, unbiased review tonight, which is always good. Austin Lavoie, that bottle looks familiar. Yes, it does, Austin. 877 match now. What's going on, JG? We got William Wiley is here. Joey B is here. It's a Mash and Drum Whiskey Wednesday night. Of course, we got Mike Fertini. Evening all from Central Indiana. The cicadas are really buzzing here this evening. Dr. Sped, cheers all. Stack 24D in the Glen tonight. Justin Jenkins is here. Jason K, what's going on, buddy? We got Steve Godfrey is here. Wild Turkey Wednesday. Top Jimmy's here. What's up, Toby? Sandeep Chima is here. 4-Leaf Whiskey. Cheers, everyone from the backyard drinking 2 stacks dram in a can. 4-Leaf Whiskey, Stacy just lives the life. I love it. Love it. Actually, Stacey, I meant to hit you up about the Redbreast 15 cast strength. I got some thoughts about that one. I'll have to message you later on. Phil also fies. Cheers all. We got Alec S94. What's going on? Tim Romero. What's going on? John Legalbo. The room is jumping early. It is. People were coming in early here. Jack 12 in the Glen and Ramon Alones, especially. It's like the Cuban Bernie. Oh, damn. That sounds good. MT Dubs. We got Mauricio Pastenis is here. We got Norman Conklin in the house. Tim Cornet is here. Matt Baytosh 97. What's going on, buddy? Isaac C is here. West Virginia Whiskey. Looking forward to see what you think about Beacon. I'm looking forward to what I think about it too. Warren's Bar is here. What's going on, man? Sean, Ernest Peacock. We got T Dur 419 breaking for bourbon. What's going on, Todd? Hey, Todd. Me and some friends, we just ate at we were just at First Watch over the weekend. Was looking for you. Tim Taylor's in the house. Tim the two-man Taylor is here. We got A-Brod. Matt's Palace is here. Enjoying some ever crushable Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. It is crushable. Tim Jurgensen is here. Cheers all. Wild Turkey 8-year in the Glen tonight. And a bunch more people coming in. I'm going to end up just catching up. Fishing for Whiskey is here. Cheers, Mash and Drum from Christian Mojica, 1635. What is going on, buddy? Disco 12 over here. Cheers all. Enjoying a nice Wild Turkey distiller's pick, says Wayne Arnold. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to wet the whistle, continue to wet the whistle here with a little bit of Russell's 13. Let me know what you guys are sipping on if you haven't already. I got to mute my phone because a certain group chat, you know who you are, will not stop texting. Who will win the Matt Madness final? Who is it? Is it Dan and Grease that are in it? I don't know. Always like to see new people win it. So it'd be cool to see. Well, I mean, they're both repeating champions. How aren't they? I don't know. Who's going to win twice? I don't know. I always give the respect to Dan because he beat me, but it's always entertaining if Grease can win. I'm sipping on Cream of Kentucky small batch, starting with Wild Turkey 101, moving on to Russell's 10. Don't have 13, then on to Russell's single barrel. Okay, so people are drinking the turkey tonight. So, all right, so I'm going to sip this along. I do want to just start getting some new stories here, and then the first things I'll try, I will get into the new K-Lukes, which I'm really excited to try. People have been saying some great things about that. It's been kind of a long week this week with, my girlfriend Kim recovering. She's finally turned a corner. So, again, thanks for all your thoughts and prayers and everybody. She's doing a lot better now, and I could get back into just making some, consistent content. Just feel like this year's been crazy. So we will get into that though. Any idea where Mash Bill 662410 comes from? Found some local bourbon called Super Chief. They have a French oaked and a barrel proof, but I don't know where they're sourcing from. 662410. That does not sound familiar at all. Although I do know that New Riff is making some pretty weird mash bills. But I mean, that could be from anywhere. John, yeah, Kim had to have back surgery about a month ago. Actually, it's 4 weeks tomorrow. It's a full month tomorrow, which is crazy. This whole month just flew because of the whole recovery, and the days just kind of blended into one another. It was crazy. Oh, Joe the Sample Guy has the right one poured. Nice. Would you buy that Russell Reserve 13 again? I just got one. Haven't opened it yet. Vertigo 1. I don't know if I'd buy it again, but I am enjoying it that I have it. I'm glad I got one for sure. Cheers. Got some Logitech Barrel Proof C924 poured and a Dunbarton fired up. Oh, shit. Man, I'm loving the cigar and whiskey combinations tonight. Yeah, it could be a contract distillate. I mean, there's a lot of that's out there. Let's see. On behalf of the group chat, you know who you are. Top Jimmy. Yeah. Toby, you guys always seem to just blow up my phone right when I start my live stream. It never fails. It's just going to be a thing now. So, okay, let's get into it real quick, guys, because there's a lot to get to tonight, and I don't want to miss out on anything. First and foremost, let's talk about this release. I had mentioned it a little bit earlier on. Four Roses has released the details for their their 2025 limited edition small batch barrel proof. This is going to be compiled with a 13-year-old OBSV, a 13-year-old OESV, a 13-year-old OBSK, and a 19-year-old OESV. Now, the 19-year-old is only 10% of the blend. Majority of the blend is taken up by the OBSV and the OESV at 38% and 35% respectively. Non-chill filtered year after year. These come out. They're blended. As far as the, let's see. Do we have a, 249. So the distillery will release 16,854 bottles of this. Suggested retail price of $249. The bourbon will be available at select retailers nationwide. Four Roses will hold a public bottle drawing with entries accepted Tuesday through Sunday. Winners chosen at random will be notified August 29th. So if you guys are up for that, get ready. I've already talked to one person who tried it already, and they said it was good, but not one of the better ones that they've had. I'll judge that for myself. The Four Roses LEs are LEs I don't miss. I always try to get one of those just because sometimes they're either completely delicious or sometimes they, are meh, like anything else. Yeah, and that's another price increase. I think last year it was $2.25. Now we're at a full-on $2.50. What happened to prices coming down? Like all these LEs are just, they're eking up the price every year. You want to hear a rant? Like this is the rant. Like, why are you eking up prices every freaking year? What is going on? And I think this goes into my point of how you have a large gap between the $200 plus bottle people that will pay that money and the people that don't want to pay more than like $50 for a bottle. That gap has widened considerably just because I just seem to see a lot of $90 to $150 bottles just kind of sitting. And I think that's happening a lot lately. I mean, I just walked in just this past weekend here in Ohio. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B525 dropped. Knob Creek 12-year dropped. All these like really good bottles dropped and they sat. So not saying that Knob Creek is, Knob Creek 12-year is like a bad value or anything. I'm just saying. But these $200, $250 bottles that keep coming out seem to still be disappearing. So it's just interesting to see how this trend is going to go. So I don't think it's gonna sit, but we'll see what happens. Okay, let's get into the other one. All right, yeah, let's get into it. Old Forester Birthday Bourbon, which I am not excited about at all. I'm never really excited about these, which is why they don't send me samples anymore. But you guys know that. So let me get into this here. So this is where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, okay, here. Old Forester unveiled the coveted birthday bourbon, and there's something different about it this year. I don't know what that means. Arguably most coveted expression, Birthday Bourbon 2025 is aged 12 years and bottled at a hearty 92 proof. You got to be shitting me. This year, there's something majorly different about it on the production side. It was made using sweet mash fermentation process. Most American whiskeys are made with a sour mash, which kickstarts fermentation using setback, the mash remnants from the previous batch, the absence of setback. Totally starting from scratch with freshly propagated yeast is sweet mash, the opposite of sour mash. So the sweet mash process is mostly used by craft distillers with Indiana's Hard Truth and Kentucky's Wilderness Trail. Castle and Key uses sweet mash, and so does Peerless. They're the ones that kind of brought it back to the forefront. Anyway, the limited edition bourbon drawn from 210 barrels that were all filled on April 5th, 2013 marks the 25th release in the brand's annual series honoring founder George Garvin Brown. This year's birthday bourbon was aged in Warehouse K on floors 1 and 5 and selected by Old Forester Master Distiller Emeritus Chris Morris and Trigo. So the lottery is open now for this one. It's $200 retail if you want to try to get your hands on that batch this year. So there you go. The 92 proof just kind of kills it. I just don't think that's worthy of a limited release. I don't know. That's me. I've heard that the nose on it is fantastic, but the palate, it just dies. And that kind of makes sense, to be honest, when you see those stats. I'm planning on driving to pick it up if I win. Can we please get a birthday bourbon at 115 proof? I don't know what's gonna happen, Diego. Honestly, no, you haven't missed a damn thing with birthday bourbon, R. Flint. In my opinion, no. Had there been outliers? Yes. 2018, that 12 year was delicious. I would even say that 2019 was really good too. I think 2019 was a purple label. 2018 was the was I actually have it. It's like a reddish maroon label. It's the only Old Forester birthday bourbon I own. And I haven't bought one since. I used to get samples from Old Forester, but 3 bad reviews in a row, and eventually they're going to stop sending you stuff, which is what happened. Jason, I had both those bourbons confirmed from Wild Turkey at my Tennessee breakfast last week. Oh my God. I had both those top dog, both what bourbons? Old Forester 1924 over birthday bourbon? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we are not birthday bourbon's target audience anymore. Fishing for whiskey, truer words have never been spoken. I don't think we are the target for it. I don't think they're going for whiskey geeks. I think they're going for people that probably love the shape of the bottle more than the whiskey inside of it or what it looks like on their shelf rather than the whiskey in their bellies. Yeah, the bottle looks cool. That's what it is. That's what it is. Oh, the Russells and the Beacon, says Top Dog. Okay, cool, man. I have 1924 and I like it. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's not a terrible whiskey. Let's get into this one. Woodford Reserve is coming out with a single malt. I don't know why, but I feel like we've talked about this before. But first of its kind for Woodford, it's a 12-year American single malt. A 12-year American single malt that proves just how essential long aging in used barrels is for unlocking its full flavor potential. Its lighter color, nuanced flavor profile demonstrates, I believe it's one of the most authentic American single malts ever released, the first of its kind, says Elizabeth McCall, master distiller. It's bottled at 90.4 proof. Of course it is. The whiskey carries suggested retail price of $100 per 375 milliliter bottle. It'll be sold in limited quantities at select Kentucky retailers. Tasting notes include sweet, nutty malt, soft caramel, warm spice, and subtle citrus, sun tea, pear, hints of lemon, ginger, cardamom, with the finish described as long-lasting with a lingering sun tea and lemon oil. Okay. So judging off of that description, it seems to have more Scotch-like attributes rather than American single malt attributes when you get into like the chocolatey type of vibes you get from American single malt. That description sounds more like it's like a scotch, but obviously not a Scotch, American single malt. But I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. I'm just curious to try it. And on top of that, I'm thinking to myself, has Woodford been making American single malt for 12 years? Like, did they make one 12 years ago and it's just been sitting there aging? Did they read the tea leaves? Is this a Brown-Forman umbrella mash that they utilized? You know, because Brown-Forman owns, they own Scotch distilleries. So did they take some of that stuff, run it through the pot still, call it American? Like, I know there's certain laws you got to follow, but I don't know. I was just curious. So yeah. Mr. Toad says, I got that 12-year Stranahan's. Dude, how good is the 12-year Stranahan's, the founder's release? Yeah, that's true. JD's been making malt for a while. I always forget that Jack Daniels had like a malt out there. So that makes more sense. Thank you, Nathan, because that was bothering me. Yeah, it's Kentucky. Came from a Scotch distillery of theirs. Yeah, but I don't think if it does, you can call it American single malt. I think that's the rule. So I'll have to brush up on that, and I'll definitely do. If I do get a bottle of that, which I'm just curious to try it, maybe I'll do a review on it. So, being an American single malt, that doesn't interest me. I'll stick with Cedar Ridge, Old Line, Stranahan's, Westward, and West Lynn. There you go, Roger Reese. Cedar Ridge, first and foremost, man, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna take that Stranahan's like a heavenly spice apple crumb cake. Exactly, Vertigo. You nailed it. That's what it is, man. Apple crumb cake or like a coffee cake. Oh, it's so good. 90.4, your FM dial. Tune in to Woodford Reserve Radio, where everything is 90.4. Yeah, malted barley still in Scotland would be Scotch. Yeah, exactly. So it had to come from America, or they couldn't call American single malt. All right. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about Four Roses. Oh, dude, this Jim Beam has re-released the bowling pin bottle. This is one of the coolest things that Beam has done. Seriously, Jim Beam just dropped a bourbon in a bowling pin shaped bottle. Now this is an old school bottle. This is a historic Jim Beam decanter shape. This is the Beam pin bottle. Celebrates 230th anniversary of the James B. Beam Distilling Company, and will be released August 23rd. So this is dude in 3 days. This is going to be released on Saturday. The new pin bottle is a nod to more than 3,000 unique decanters released by the Jim Beam. I'm not going to say the whole word again. By Jim Beam from the 1940s to the 1990s. According to the company, the Beam pin decanter was apparently a personal favorite of Jim Beam himself, and the company says he would gift bottles to friends, family, and business associates for special occasions. So the recreation of this pin bottle is filled with liquid from the same 9-story warehouses, aged 8 years, and bottled at 86.8 proof, honoring the maturation, site, age, and proof of the original pin decanter. Now, it looks like this is going to be available only exclusively at the distillery in Claremont. So if you are in Kentucky this weekend and you're near Beam, go stop in. You might be able to find one of these beauties. Price at $100 for this one. So there you go. I think that's pretty cool. I've been saying, bring back the decanters, bring back the decanters. Hey, we got one. We got a bowling pin. That's pretty cool. I dig that. Let's see. Is Tin Cup 10-year worth it? My local store has it for $46. I don't mind 10-year Tin Cup. I think it's actually pretty good. It's a low proof, but it's high age MGP. It's good stuff. Yeah, I think does that bottle come with batteries? Yeah, 86 proof. It's a nod to the original proof of those bottles. So they're kind of doing everything the way it was when it was originally released, which is, it makes sense. Do you want it a higher proof? Of course you do. But it makes sense that it's 86.8. So did Jason cover the LE Four Roses lotteries open for 20? Yes, I did. You guys can go fill out the Four Roses lottery now, as well as the birthday bourbon. That one is open. So if you guys are interested in either of those bottles, you can fill out the form on the websites now. So yeah. I saw the Mount Brave Limited 2025 release today. Is this the 11-year Beam distillate? Looking for details before pulling the trigger. Looks to be a blend of Kentucky rye and wheat whiskeys. Mount Brave, says Wayne Arnold. I'm not sure which release you're talking about. I'll have to look that one up. Okay, what else do we got? Let me close that up. I think. Oh yeah, new Remus. New Remus is starting to hit shelves now, guys. The Remus Repeal Reserve Series number 9. This is the highly anticipated Remus Repeal Reserve, the latest edition of the award-winning Remus Repeal Reserve collection. So featuring aromas of seasoned oak. Okay, I'm not going to read that. Okay, so here are the ages in this one, guys. We have 7% of a bourbon from 2006, 26% of a bourbon from 2014, 23% of a bourbon from 2015, and 44% of a bourbon from 2015 as well. Now, the 2006 is a 21 rye. The 2014 is a 36% rye. Then the two 2015s are, you have a 23% is a 36% rye, and 44% is a 21% rye. So I have not seen this one yet. Definitely be picking this up. I always love the Remus Repeal batches, even though I know everybody likes to compare it to number 5. But that one is starting to land on shelves right now. So you guys can go run out and look for that if you're interested. As far as other news, we have this one. This is courtesy of Barrel House on Instagram. Huge follower of everything Jack Daniels. It looks like the Jack Daniels special release single barrel rye whiskeys are from Barrel Houses 1 through 4 on Tanyard Hill. and could be bottled up to proofs up to 150. So these Tanyard Hill special release Jack Daniel's single barrel ryes looks like they could be, people are going to go nuts for these. Not saying they're going to be Coy Hill level, but it looks like they're going to be around that level. So another special release from Jack Daniel's, another rye. That's going to be their next special release. That's going to be happening. Everybody thought that the Heritage was going to be their special release, but that actually is going to end up being a regular release. We don't know how regular it's going to be. But this special release, people are going to go crazy for that, and including this guy. So, yeah, these guys, yeah, the guys are ready. It's Coy Hill all over again, where guys are going to be buying this shit up and going to be flipping it for hundreds of dollars. Why? Because the proofs are so high. Now, if this was a Jack Daniel's rye that it was 100 and I don't know, 115, 120 proof, I guarantee it wouldn't go for that much. But because these are going to be in those upper echelon of proof points at 130, 140 plus, maybe 150, these are going to be flipped pretty high. I think these, like the beginning Coy Hills, we saw prices between 350 to 500 for some of these. I could see if one comes out at 150 plus, maybe 600 we see for these. It's going to be a shit show in the beginning. It always is. What's up, Nick Foles? How to sample the Heritage. It's solid. Yep, my Coy Hill Tanyard Hill Burai blend gonna go nuts, says Nathan Jurgensen. Absolutely. Cannot wait for you to AB it versus your pick. Oh yeah, certainly, Travis. That'll be pretty cool. What's up? What's up, Richie Z? You legend. So over chasing anything, especially flip stuff, just done with it, says Rocket Boy TY. Yep. I'll be sticking with my Jack Daniel's bourbon and rye, affordable, amazing. Yeah, I mean, I get it. They have these whiskeys, they have to release them. They're super high proof. People love it, especially from Jack Daniel's. So they're going to keep making that money. It is what it is. Okay. And lastly, this one made me laugh. Blue Run is back in the news. That's right. They're coming out with another bottle. And the logo looks a little weird, right? The butterfly is kind of cut in half because those colors are for the Chicago Bears. The 40th anniversary limited edition 1985 Chicago Bears getting its own whiskey from Blue Run. I don't know why or how, or I don't know. It's happening. It's out there. One other thing real quick I do want to mention, because I was there. So when I was I visited last week, was at Wild Turkey to do choose 3 barrels from the Master Journey Whiskey Club. Chose 3 incredible whiskey barrels. Obviously Scott was here. We talked about it a little bit last week, but we went to the Pursuit United, their new space on Whiskey Row, and it's fantastic. So if you guys are in town, if you're down that way near Michter's, near Bardstown Bourbon Company, Pursuit is right there along Green River. Green River's space is also beautiful. So guys, go check that out. And what else? Oh yeah, of course, this is still happening. Did I have this pulled up here? Actually, no, it was just basically an update on the Uncle Nearest thing. So Uncle Nearest, we talked about it last week, how Uncle Nearest was in trouble. They were kind of overvaluing their distillery, their company, made some, let's say, questionable financial decisions along the way. Fawn Weaver came online on Instagram and said, "We're fine, no big deal. This means nothing." And then she finished it off with, "Go clear out those shelves," which I don't really think was a good look. Anyway, whiskey brand Uncle Nearest has been placed in receivership. So in a Tennessee court in the wake of a lawsuit, the lawsuit was filed in July by Farm Credit Mid-America, which alleges that Uncle Nearest defaulted on loans at the sum of $108 million. They were misleading about their valuation and their brand's inventory. Apparently, there's like 2,000 barrels or 2,100 barrels that are just missing. Like they're off the books. They were on the books. Now they're off the books. They're blaming the CEO that they fired a couple years ago, which I don't think that argument's going to hold a lot of water, to be honest. But yeah, the court can craft a receivership order that still allows the Weavers to market Uncle Nearest and further build the brand by keeping the Weavers involved in this way. They could mitigate any potential brand damage that a receivership might entail. Yeah, it's flat out lies used to smear my good reputation, said Fawn Weaver. However, per Spirit's business, the court stated that even in receivership, the court can craft a receivership order that still allows the Weaver. Okay, yeah. So I don't know. It's it's going to be a dramatic finish. I think. I think there's more to come on this, and I think we're just going to learn more, unfortunately, about maybe some of the weird stuff that's been happening behind the scenes. Some people shouldn't be producing whiskey. Just saying, says Rare. Weavers are done. The nearest story will continue in some form. Who knows what? Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be told. The Uncle Nearest story is still part of the fabric of Jack Daniels. When you do the tour, they talk about Uncle Nearest. It's everywhere. So the story will still be told, but unfortunately, it's just not a good look for the Weavers. And receivership or barrel protection custody programs. A little bit of both. I'm loving this Russell's 13 more and more. I think it just needs to get down about yay way. Right there. A little bit down past the shoulder, right at that level. It is so good. It is so good. I'm going to keep sipping on that. All right. I'm going to keep that aside, actually, because we have to get into a couple of reviews here tonight before we get into the main event, which is the Beacon. Now, I do want to let everybody know that Rare Bird and I have been cooking up something behind the scenes since David's here. We are planning to do something with every single Master's Keep on a live stream. We'll keep you posted when that happens. We were just waiting for Beacon to come out and to hit shelves and all that fun stuff. So we will get there. I don't want to say too much too quick, but we are planning something, and it's going to be an epic live stream. Let's see here. Gifted 10 Master Drum memberships from Top Jimmy. Again, Toby, Toby's the giving tree. He just likes to give it out. Love it, man. Thank you so much. That's amazing. If you guys get a membership from Top Jimmy, make sure you thank him. Appreciate that, buddy. Okay. All right. So let's get into some of these new K-Lukes, which I've been eager to try. These just came the other day. I thought there was paperwork on it. Oh, this is it. All right, guys. So this is batch 12 of the barrel strength bourbon. Sipping some Diamond. Watch the SLB video on the. Oh yeah, I did see that SLB dropped a review on Beacon. I did not watch it. I did not want to be swayed. So yeah. All right, so batch 12 barrel strength bourbon, sourced from Kentucky and Indiana, bottled 630.25, total batch yield 1,630 bottles. Take 10 barrel blend, non-chill filtered, 117.4 proof. The other one is their toasted barrel strength rye. I don't mind. I like a good toasted rye, so we'll try this one out. Also sourced from Kentucky and Indiana. 643 bottles of this one was available. It's a 4-barrel blend. Finished 3 months in Kelvin Cooperage barrels, 2 medium toast and 2 heavy toast barrels, non-chill filtered at 117 proof. So both are 117, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to get these poured here. I also got this cool bottle from Penelope. You guys see this one yet? I gotta get the bottle can rolling here. All right. So this is the Penelope Black Walnut Old Fashioned. So this is pretty much a cocktail in a bottle. But I just love what they did with the look of this. There it is. That's the new Penelope Black Walnut Old Fashioned. It looks great. I mean, Penelope, say what you want, but their bottle design and their marketing is just spot. I mean, how do you say no to this bottle? Actually, when I first saw it, I thought it was maybe what do you call that stuff during the holidays? The bourbon cream. This could be like a bourbon cream, but it's black walnut old fashions are like my favorite. I love making those, especially in the fall. Something about black walnut bitters. So pretty cool. Actually sounds good. It's pretty good for a premix. Justin Wank says, Master and Drum, good morning from Hong Kong. Holy shit. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. Being primarily Scotch drinker, I haven't been able to keep up on all that bourbon, but I love this channel and the people. Says Justin Wing. Oh, thank you so much, Justin. Welcome in from all the way from friggin' Hong Kong, dude. Love it. Thanks for watching. So cool when people on the other side of the world are watching. It means a lot, man. Did Jason try the new Penelope Cigar Sessions American whiskey? I have tried it. You know, I'll get into it here a little bit more because I feel like I need to give it a. You know, honestly, I wasn't that crazy about it in the beginning. I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of meh. I don't really know what else to say about it. It is better with a cigar. I'll give you that. And maybe, you know, that's what it was made for. So maybe that's what it needs. And maybe it needs a medium bodied cigar to kind of lift it a little bit. Because on its own, I just feel like it falls a little flat. I mean, that's me though. So, all right, let's get into this K-Luke Batch 12. Now, these K-Luke barrel strength blends can sometimes be absolute hitters. So it's kind of like you get, I think, you know, this is the 12th one. 4 stuck out to me. I think 6 did. Either 10 or 11 did. I can't remember exactly which one, but there are some gems out there that K-Luke puts together. So let's see how 12 is. Hey, what's up, JD Fritches? Watching from 30 minutes away. There's a lot of baking spice built into this one already. Oak spice, baking spice. This is kind of the signature, though, that I feel like I get from John Mazzano and what he blends at K-Luke. I feel like most of his blends, they're very balanced normally, but they do have a lot of baking spice for the most part. Oh, the K-Luke cap finish is the bee's knees. That thing is amazing. Yep, it's so good. Wow, first sip on that's delicious. Lots of depth, lots of sweetness. I actually expected way more spice on that, and it actually just hit me with a lot of vanilla cream, candy, like birthday cake. Like there's some really sweet flavors here. Master and gentlemen, I've got a Star Hill Farm wheat whiskey from Maker's Mark with no E, trying to be on theme with American whiskeys. Dude, that's a good one to get. How'd you get your hands on that? That's good. Batch 3 Toasted was on point too. Oh, man. This is sweet. This is a sweeter K-Luke in my mind. All right, so second sip, now like this orange marmalade note is coming out. That vanilla cream is still there. It's almost has like this like tang to it. Like almost it doesn't taste like it, but you know how like cream cheese has a little bit of like a sharpness to it? I feel like there's a sharpness in there that's coming through. That makes it really interesting. We had the owners of Stolen Throne Cigars and Dissident Cigars who helped blend the Penelope cigar batch. They said they paired the blends with their cigars, said it wasn't designed to drink by itself. Yeah, Ed Williams, I totally get it. Totally get it. I got the BN Honeycast last week. It's very good. Phone bound, but I'm lurking. Cheers, Jason. What's up, James Morgan? Sign me up for this, K Luke. So far, so good. This one's a winner. There's a slight youthful hit on the back end of that one, but it stays into like that almost that orange creamsicle vibe. And then you get like again like that little like that cream cheese sharpness, and then it hits you with again more baking spice. Good finish on this. It's another solid blend from K Luke. It's not as dark as I would like, some like the way some of the other previous K Lukes that I love, but this one, yeah, there is a very good sweetness here that I think a lot of people love. That's good. That's a good blend, man. Telling you, K Luke has become one of the most consistent buys on the market. Now, I mean, some of you, I'm not going to pay $100 for that. I mean, it is what it is. But I feel like that K Luke with these cast strength ryes or these cast strength batches, they are consistently good. Are some better than others? Absolutely, but they are consistently really good. I think he's doing a great job. Is K Luke MGP? It's a blend of Kentucky and Indiana. So yes, there is some MGP in it, but there's also some Kentucky whiskey in there too. Cheers, Jason. Master and John. What's up, DMC? Nice to see you. Do you think whiskey is better straight from the distillery? Is there a difference in taste if I buy a bottle in stores several states away? MT Dobbs, that's an interesting question. You're always going to have some sort of flavor drift, especially if it's a single barrel. A single barrel that's picked for the tasting room at the distillery could be a lot better than the single barrel that's, at the random store a few states away. However, releases or bottles that are blended for consistency, like Elijah Craig, Wild Turkey 101. Yeah, I mean, they could change here and there very slightly, but when you're talking about a small batch product like that, they can change. And then you just have sometimes you have different distillers that can release different batches of stuff, and batch to batch, it could definitely taste different. But I think if you're looking for consistency, really the big distillers and the small batchers are going to really kind of hit that mark. Single barrels are going to be all over the map. And if you have stuff that releases in specific batches, then those could change too. I have not tasted Beacon yet. Love K Luke. It is worth the price, in my opinion. I hate having to pay for shipping from the online retailers. Yeah, that's true. Everybody does that. Yep. Very disappointed with my bottle of Elijah Craig 18 year. Dude, those are hit and miss. Those are you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. Do any Ohio folks know if they announced the OHLQ lottery winners yet? I didn't get an email, but you need to know if I have to have my mom check her email. Roger, I think the website, doesn't the website just tell you the winners have been announced? Just check the website, man. Dug deep into my bourbon collection, found a fountain barrel pick, amazing and one of the longest finishes. Mike, that was maple syrup and pancakes that whatchamacallit, that release, that single barrel we picked for sure. What is your top 3 bourbons this year so far? For sure, I would put the Reveries Raven up there. I would put up there, what else? I mean, Calumet 18, I guess you could put up there. I don't know if it would be a top 3, maybe more of a top 5. I do love the Bomberger's PFG. It is oaky, and I do think it lacks finish, but there's something very unique about it that I love. I mean, that's what I'm after now, is uniqueness. So, PFG for me, and definitely the Bowman. The Bowman Batch 4 is ridiculously good. And Jack Daniel's 14. I would even throw Jack Daniel's 12 in there. 12 and 14 this year were hitters. Yep. Suburban Taco, Damn J, getting some love from you. Totally agree on the PFG. Why not ever review Garrison Brothers? I don't see it. Actually, that's not true. I actually saw a bottle of Garrison Brothers here in Ohio, literally over the weekend. So maybe I can start grabbing those and doing reviews for sure. Jefferson's 130. I don't think that's going to be like a top 5, but that might be my surprise bourbon of the year. Is that Jefferson's 130th? How good that is. I would put that up there with maybe that Stranahan's 12 year as being like a surprise whiskey of the year, because man, I don't know. Hopefully that WTB. Yeah, I'm hoping hey, K Luke Whiskey's here. Um, Great blend on this batch 12, Jonathan. I'm digging this one. What's up, Tom Shanley? We have 508 people in the chat watching. Guys, thanks for coming in tonight. If you are here for the Wild Turkey Beacon, we will be tasting it here shortly. Also, while you're here, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. And if you're here just to watch, hit the like button. It's free. Yeah, Jonathan, my only gripe with this one, there's a slight little bit of I don't know what you would call that note. There's something a little chocolatey in there too, very slightly. I think it just could be like a youthful thing that's going on. R. Flynn says, I know it's like picking your favorite child, but what was the favorite barrel pick you've ever done? Oh, dude, I have no I can't even. I don't know. There's so many. Yeah, you're right. And every experience is different. If you're talking about like the best whiskey, that's one thing. If you're talking about the best experience, that's another thing. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try this rye. So this is a toasted rye. You guys know I'm not like a huge toasted fan, but yeah, I'm kind of all about it. Oh, this smells fantastic. Wow, this you know what this reminds me? This reminds me of the Michter's toasted barrel strength rye, where it's a lot of marshmallow. I'm actually picking up lemon in here too. There's a good amount of lemon I'm getting. But I'm telling you, I'm digging this batch 12. It's good. Every time I go back to it, it kind of changes a bit. Like in the beginning, it was all orange. It was all like vanilla cake. Now it's turning into like chocolate orange a bit. The batch 5 rye toast K Luke is outstanding. Got to try it with Jonathan at the 2190. All right, yeah, this is batch 5. And I'm already loving the nose here. Had to be Cedar Ridge with JG. That was my favorite pick. I got to tell you, the Cedar Ridge experiences have been some of the best. I think overall, I think I've talked about it before. It's hard not to wax poetic. I know we're talking about Wild Turkey tonight, but the first time I ever went into Wild Turkey, cracked open some barrels with Bruce in that old warehouse A. There's just something simple yet so iconic about doing that always sticks with me. The first Wilderness Trail pick I ever did with Bourbon Swami, that was amazing. That was when we picked. That's when we picked Tom Sawyer's Mean Rye, because that just happened to blare on the radio as we were drilling into barrels and tasting them. I'm like, that's the barrel. Look at the songs playing. Everything's falling into place. Not that I don't know if I'd ever want to do another Maker's pick. There's so many out there, but the Maker's Mark experience, I think, is second to none. It's such a good experience when you go to Maker's Mark. It really is. Yeah, favorite. Nice name drop. Who did I name drop somebody? Working hard to keep each of our blends multi-layered and exciting. Yeah, I don't know if you heard me, John. I said that I think K Luke has gotten to a point where we could expect, you have, your first 3 or 4 releases that I think people are waiting just to kind of feel you out and see what is this going to be like. But you guys have hit a consistent quality. I think it's a consistent quality, just standard that you've hit now, that you're always going to expect a really good product from you guys. I think that's hard to do. So kudos to you on that. The first time going to Turkey last year, got to meet Jimmy Russell. It was an amazing experience. Cedar Ridge Double Oak pick was an underrated hitter. Yeah, Jay, how about the time when you stood around and talked to Jimmy for like an hour before a pick? Yeah, Bourbon, that was the first time I ever met Jimmy Russell. Was I actually teared up a bit because he reminded me of my grandfather in a weird way. Even though they're from opposite ends of the world, my grandfather was from Italy. Jimmy Russell, Kentucky boy, and but I don't know, the way they spoke, the way, I don't know, just like his mannerisms. I don't know what it was. Just reminded me of my grandfather. He made me tear up a little bit, sitting there in the damn station house, welling up. All right, so the nose on the rye, I really like. So It is lemon, orange, marshmallow, and rye spice for sure. Just interesting how lemony it is to me. Getting a lot of lemon in this. All right, let me give it a try. That's really good. I actually might like that better than the bourbon. Just because it gives you everything you want in a toasted rye, I should say, without going overboard on the toast. I think the toast is there to complement it and add some of that marshmallow graham cracker sweetness, but it keeps the backbone of the rye, that lemon oil note that it has, like that. Man, a little bit of orange, just very good spice on this. I feel like the more I'm sipping it, the sweeter it's getting. It's kind of getting into more of that. I feel like there's a ginger snap cookie in there, maybe a slight hit of molasses with that lemon. Very layered. The marshmallows there from the toast. But I think the mix of heavy toast and light toast work well together. See if I'm missing any other details here. I'm sorry, medium toast and heavy toast, not light toast. Medium toast and heavy toast, non-chill filter, 117 proof. So this is really nice. I actually really like this. I don't like a lot of toasted products, but I dig this one. Different animal than like the Jack Daniels one, where the Jack Daniels toasted the Heritage Barrel is more molasses, more coffee, borderline coffee bean. This is more of a rye drinker's rye with the lemon and the orange, but also elevated sweetness. But the more you sip this, I feel like the more is coming to the forefront here. Mm. It does. It has a nice finish, Richie. I think it does have a Michter's toast. The Michter's toasted barrel ryes never really gave me super long finishes. Maybe the older ones did. This one gives you more of a baking spice finish. It gives you like that black pepper, the black tea, again with that lemon kind of infused into the back end of it. It's nice. This is good. Glad you are enjoying our batch 5 toasted barrel rye. Those ones once used Kelvin barrels and just enough richness to bring all the flavors together. Yeah, totally. Could totally see that. Fishing for whiskey. What's up, BT? Nice to see you, buddy. BT, I got to call you. I got to catch up with you, man. Got to see what's been going on with you. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, I actually wish K. Luke would distribute in Ohio. The problem with Ohio is you got to give a lot of volume before you get into Ohio. So I'm not sure if K. Luke can do that quite yet, but it'd be cool if they could. Yeah, I like the rye a lot. Yep. Ernest Peacock, I totally agree with your thoughts and notes on the rye. It's really, yeah, it's good. So batch 11 or 12 of K. Luke? Rarebird, come back, man. Let's see. Do I still have the K. Luke? Which one's this one? Is this batch 11? Which one's this one? Oh, look at this. I have batch 11 right here. Let's find out. Let's go to the videotape. See which one we like better. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. The noses are very different. Gosh, the nose on batch 12 is so sweet. It is so sugary sweet. I love it. Not sweet to where it's this isn't like Buffalo Trace sweet where it's like powdered sugar and cherry and grapey. It's not that sweet. This is icing sweet, vanilla icing, like borderline birthday cake sweet. Whereas the 11's a little bit darker. It's a little bit more moody. Like in this one, I get more oak. This almost has a little bit of a cola vibe, like a flat Coca-Cola vibe on it. I'm in Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio most of September. Dude, please call me and let me know when you're going to be here. We'd love to hang out with you. Like I said, 11's darker, a little bit more moody. It just has a little bit more of an attitude going on. I do feel like I get more oak, maybe a hint of like a chocolate there. Not much, maybe like a wave of chocolate, but the spice is a lot more prevalent in 11 as well, whereas 12, wow, coming off of 11, 12 drinks like candy now. It's super sweet. So if you like a sweeter profile, you're gonna like 12 more than 11. If you like more of a darker type of vibe, then you're gonna like 11. Those are that's as simple as I could break it down. Okay, but honestly, as good as these bourbons are, this rye, I might have to order a bottle of that. Are there some still around? Are there still some available on Sealbox? Batch 12 has just hit retail in Tennessee. John, did these release on Sealbox yet? I'm curious. Um, I can get. Oh, you can get a bottle of rye. The rye's good. Oh, Bourbon Outfitter. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, guys, I would recommend the rye. But again, guys, if you're thinking it's going to be a sweet candy rye, that's not the case. Excuse me. That is, it's still a rye through and through. So you have to like rye spice and rye grain and oh, geez, and you have to like those prickly notes that a rye whiskey can give you. Yes, there is some great toasted flavors here, but it doesn't come off like a Michter's Toasted where it's like straight up candy rye. That's not what this is. This has a little bit more of a rye kick to it. So if you like that, a little bit balanced with some toast, then batch 5 is really good. I do think that the lemon in there with the lemon with a little bit of that like baking spice, black tea. There's a hint of orange, but then that marshmallow note that comes out. And the more I taste it, the sweeter it gets. I think this could be a really knock it out of the park rye. So I think you got something this year, man, with that one. Sealbox is already sold out. That rye is still available in shared pour and Bourbon Outfitter. There you go, guys. If you want to try to grab one of the ryes, go for it. It is, man. It's like this is so crazy. It's like a medicinal, a little bit of a rye whiskey, but then all of a sudden you get hit with all that sweet. It's good. Yeah, and like I said, the K Luke, the bourbons, if you like sweets, if you're into the sweeter profiles, 12 is where it's at. If you like the darker profiles, then you're gonna like 11. So there you go. Thank you so much for the samples, John. Great job as always, man. Always happy to support, taste your stuff. That's good stuff. Okay. Let me put that right here. All right. It's 10:03. The time has come for the beacon. Let's get into the beacon, guys. I'm excited. I got to shift my palate back to turkey. Wow. Coming off the rye, the Russell's 13. This tasted like straight up peanut butter. It's just it's so amazing how whiskeys can do that. You go from one to the other, can completely change the profile. This was all like Nilla wafer cookie, cherry, and oak, and now it's like peanut butter. After coming off that rye, that's so nuts. All right, not so much peanut butter again, but yeah, so crazy. Travis, be careful what you say about Marty. Okay. All right, guys. So if you're watching and you have anybody that's waiting to watch to see what I think about Beacon, tell them now. Tell them, give them a 5-minute warning. Jason's about to taste it. Let's go. David Jennings, if you're here, come back. All right. I haven't even cracked the plastic on this yet, so this is like, you know when you get like a new cell phone and it's got like the plastic on the screen and you just like peel it ever so slightly and you're just like, it just, I don't know, that moment is just kind of really cool. That's every time I crack open one of these bottles like this, it's just like, oh, okay. The angels sing, confetti falls in the air. Wild Turkey Beacon. All right, so before we get into the tasting, let's get into a couple of details on the box and the bottle here. Here is the Wild Turkey Beacon. It is the standard Master's Keep bottle that we're used to, one of the most beautiful bottles in the game, with the flying turkey here on both sides, kind of wrapped around the bottle. As you can see there, it says Beacon right there, loud and clear. And that's it. What about the horrible price of Master's Keep? Have we discussed that? Yes. The prices on Master's Keeps have gone up exponentially. Remember when they were like $150 and now they're 300 plus, double the price these days, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, that's what it is what it is. All right. Let me do this next to the mic here. It's a good pop. As usual, comes with a beautiful copper looking cork, very heavy. It says Wild Turkey Master's Keep there. Love the cork on these. And let's get to the box. Listen, I understand it's expensive, but this box is sexy. This is a sexy ass box. Did I just say that? I did. Not coming off the dildo comment last week. This is a sexy box. All right, check it out, guys. So as you can see, they went into this textured black and gold look for the Master's Keep box this year. I mean, as you can see, it's got this almost stone texture that's on it, which is just really beautiful. And as you can see, as promised, Bruce Russell has finally gotten his signature on a Master's Keep box. So you see Eddie and Bruce are now both on there. Eddie and Bruce Russell, 118 proof. Now, as you get into the text there, a wonderful blend of 16 and 10-year-old bourbon, hand-selected for character and delivered at 118 proof. And then as you can see, it's got the turkey, again, that wraps around just like the bottle. But you guys can see the texture here, which I think is really cool. So it's a really nice. The box is just really, really cool looking. Beacon there on the bottom. It's good. I love it. Yeah, the charred barrel texture just looks so money. I just love it. And then inside, let me take a look inside the box here. Your usual Master's Keep box where it's got the story here on the inside flap. And yeah, that's that. All right. It's time to try the Beacon. Okay, so a few details on this. If you guys remember back when Bruce Russell was on the show, what makes this Master's Keep special? What makes it stand out? So the main talking points that we talked about through this was this is a cornerstone moment for Bruce. He mentioned that multiple times, that Wild Turkey Beacon was a cornerstone release for him because now he gets his name on the box, which is pretty cool. This also was confirmed that this is going to be the last Master's Keep. He did, however, say for now. So will we ever see a Master's Keep again? We don't know. Are we going to see one for anytime soon? Most likely not. Just talking to Bruce, this is going to be, the last one for a little while till we see possibly another release down the line. But this also was kind of a passing of the torch. So Bruce Russell, his dad is Eddie. Obviously, his grandfather is Jimmy. But Eddie Russell, who kind of crafted this Master's Keep series, has kind of passed the torch to Bruce in order to have him now run all the limited releases going forward. So Eddie's taking a step back. Bruce is stepping up. And Bruce is going to be leading the charge on a lot of these new upcoming releases. So This includes younger whiskey. So that 10-year whiskey that's in this bottle was whiskey that Bruce made from scratch. He handmade it. So what does that mean? Hand make it, because you hear that bullshit a lot, and I'll be the first one to tell you when you see handmade and stuff. Whatever. That's kind of a marketing terminology. However, Bruce said that when Jimmy first started at the distillery, his grandfather, he had to make whiskey the old-fashioned way. Everything was by hand. So, check the grains, run the cooks, run the stills, do the yeast process by hand, not hit a button and drop it in the cooker, in the fermenter, I should say. Everything was done by hand. So Bruce made this whiskey, that 10-year whiskey that's in Beacon. He made that the first year he was at Wild Turkey. I believe it was January 2014 when he did that, when he made the whiskey that's in this bottle. So big, again, a big moment for him. It's the whiskey that he handmade himself when he first started at Wild Turkey. Now, it's blended into Beacon along with that 16-year bourbon that is from Camp Nelson. The Camp Nelson, the 16-year whiskey in here is Eddie. That's Eddie's influence. He fell in love with some Camp Nelson barrels that were 16 years old that went into this release. So those are the two whiskeys that are in here. And I just wanted to give you guys as much information as I can from this release. So there you go. Okay. Jason, would you rather do K-Luke's Toasted Rye or K-Luke Rye with PX Sherry finish? I would still go PX, dude. I would still go PX. No more Beacon or Russell's 15, says Bird's Eye Bourbon. Well, just keep a lookout next year. Listen, Bruce didn't tell me what was coming out next year, but by the sound of it, something really cool is coming out next year. We just have to wait till next year. So there you go. Oops, no more MK or Russell's 15. Listen, there's always going to be age-stated stuff coming from Wild Turkey, so it's gonna be out there. All right, let me just make sure that there's no other notes that I'm missing here from this. I just want to make sure that I got all the information. I watched it back, wrote down my stuff here. Let's see. Okay. I think I had some notes from, let's see. No, that wasn't it. Oh, there we go. All right. Congrats, Jason, on 100K subs. Oh yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, man. Russell's Reserve 17, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna go into. I'm sorry, I'm beating around the bush. 539 people watching. Let's dive into Master's Keep Beacon. Oh yeah, and real quick, 118 proof, non-chill filtered, and there you go. Price on the Master's Keep, I believe, retail is 325 with like tax. It's up there, dude. It's expensive. It's pricey. Yep. Okay. Let's dive back into this. I think it's a little over 299. I think it's actually over 300 retail. Secondary right now started at about 600 for these. That was the highest I saw. Now they're down to about 500. The cheapest one I've seen is like 475, I think. All right. The nose on this. It's so turkey good. I really feel like first impression off the nose, it's the turkey funk, that you know and love. I really feel like that 16-year Camp Nelson's really coming through. You get that cherry, but it's almost medicinal, not quite medicinal as like the 17 Bottle and Bond, but I do feel like the medicinal cherry is there. I do feel like you get like that burnt orange peel a little bit. But the oak is there without going overboard. Like some people thought Russell's Reserve 15 was too oaky for them. I don't think this actually, we'll compare it here in a second. I don't think it actually gets to that level of oak, but I could be wrong. But this is definitely a sweeter orange, cherry, borderline grape, oak, and tons of spice. So the age is a blend of 10-year and 16-year. As I stated before, the 10-year is back from January 2014. It's whiskey that Bruce Russell made by hand, not through all the automated stuff that you hear of today. He actually put in the yeast himself. He managed the cookers. He did everything he could. He did everything he can by hand or by, not all just being at a computer and pressing a button. That's how Jimmy wanted him to do it. So this whiskey, the 10-year that's in here, is that whiskey. Plus there's 16-year Camp Nelson in here. The nose is fantastic. This reminds me a little bit of the Camp Nelson single Rickhouse F. Now, I don't know what Camp Nelson is in here. Rare Bird, I don't know if you know which Rickhouse of Camp Nelson is in this blend at 16 years, but it's reminding me of the single Rickhouse F a little bit. All right, let me go for a try here. First taste Beacon, here we go. 588 people watching. Cheers. Thank you for being here. This is layered. Oh, Redbird says not sure, Jason. I'll ask. Total Wine says 339. Yeah, I knew it was over 300. Tyler coming in hot. Tyler's coming in hot. There's no such thing as good buffalo turkey, and I'll die on that hill. Oh shit! Tyler wants to fight people. Tyler chose violence in the chat. Jesus, dude. All right, so first impression, first sip off the bat. The spiciness is incredible. I love the spice-driven aspect of this. It is black pepper. It is cinnamon. It is allspice. It is maybe some crushed red pepper. This is a spicy meatball right here. I'm digging it. The Bourbon Coach, only practice on a Wednesday until after season. That will end early. Jump in the car. So the first thing I hear is sexy ass box. Yeah, buddy. Salute to everyone. Buffalo turkey tastes like ALW. It's simple. Let me go for another sip here, guys. This is, oh man, it's so good. I get what are those chocolates called? The Ghirardelli. You know the Ghirardelli raspberry filled chocolate like wafers? I feel like I just bit into one of those. Oh man, that is so nice. It's got really great spice to it, like I said. But the flavors here, it kind of goes from that classic turkey funkiness of orange cherry, rickhouse oak, those deep rich flavors, and then it just like all of a sudden it hits you with like this chocolate covered Ghirardelli, like chocolate raspberry chocolate. Gyro Deli. Ghirardelli, is that how you say it? Ghirardelli. How does it compare to other Masters Keep releases? Okay. Yeah, I was waiting for that. This is more along the lines, I think, of towards a maybe. I don't even know if I could even compare this to the 17-year Bottle and Bond. I even think that's a different animal. This to me reminds me more of like the Decades, but boosted up with more proof. This is an extremely like elegantly crafted wild turkey product. And what I mean by that is that it's not, sometimes you taste some wild turkey products that's like really in your face. Sometimes you taste some wild turkeys and it's just more orange and vanilla. This kind of takes all those aspects. It gives you the oak, it gives you the spice, it gives you the man, that chocolate raspberry note I'm getting is insane. Uh Man, that's good. For a first impression, that's a really, really good bourbon. It has everything you would want. Is it $330 good? God, the finish is just really layered with like that it reminds me a lot of like the first like Russell's 13s where it had this really like velvety elegant oak on the back end of it. But this addition of like this chocolate raspberry and then like that turkey funk that's on it is just it's such an outstanding combination of flavors. I don't, I wish I could have tasted. I really wish I could taste Bruce's whiskey that he made that's been aging for 10 years to see if it's that much different than some of the other like regular turkeys we try. Uh, but the combination of the high age Camp Nelson and that total punch in your face flavor funk of like a Camp Nelson Rickhouse with this chocolatey raspberry. Man, it's a fantastic bourbon. Man, does it have any dusty turkey vibes? I don't think so. I don't think it has dusty turkey vibes. But it does. I feel like it has the best of modern turkey, like the best of both worlds, where it gives you there's everything you love about Camp Nelson, but then there's like another level of flavor to this that's a little bit different. And for me, it's that chocolatey raspberry note. I don't get that very often in turkey. So to get that is different for me. And I'm hoping it stays. I don't know if it goes away, but that's what I'm picking up now. Yeah, I mean, for those of you guys watching, and you're talking how maybe for man, it's over 600 people watching here for a quick minute. So, guys, thank you so much for that. Um, I do think good that this one is not with some kind of finish. I worked at a liquor store. I remember Revival was on sale for 129 at one point. Yeah, that's crazy. And the more I sip this, I feel like the more of that elegant oak takes over. It's not a spiky oak. It's not like a prickly oak spice. This is a very almost like borderline like library book, sweet tobacco type of oak on the back end. It doesn't overpower. It doesn't dry out your palate by any means. Um, yeah, it's DMs. Okay, so let's do some comparisons. This is why we're here. You guys want me to do some comparisons already? Let's do it. It's yeah, it's 10:23. We got plenty of time. All right. So Beacon, I'm gonna pull out Calumet 12, and I'm gonna pull out Calumet 12, Calumet 18, and I'm gonna pull out the Russell's 15. Let's just it's not a matter of what's better, what's not better, because Russell's 15 is gone. We're not gonna see Russell 15 this year. But let's try it out. Russell's 15. Oh, I took the fancy book with me. Get back in there. I don't know. This is a sexy box too. Okay. Well, we're gonna move this to the side because it's right in my face here. Okay. All right. Let's pour a little Calumet 18. I'm telling you, this Master's Keep could be one for the books. I'm still tasting it. It's like literally just sticking to my palate. I'm still tasting it. It tastes incredible. Is Triumph worth $240? Just noticed local store had on their website. I don't think Triumph is worth that much, flavor wise. Is it probably one of the best ryes Wild Turkey has ever put out? Yes. I just the thing that killed me on about that bottle was the price of it. I don't think it's I don't think it was that exceptional for that price point. I actually like Cornerstone better. I thought Cornerstone was a better rye, and when it came out at the time, it was cheaper than Triumph was. So I felt like I was getting a steal for Cornerstone at the time. So add single Rick. Which single Rick? Oh, you know what I'm going to add to the mix too? I'm going to add Generations to the mixer. That shit was a hitter. Now, this was not a Master's Keep, but Generations was ended up being a really good. Oh, CNF. The only one I have here is B. CNF. CNF. The one CNF I have is back in the bunker. But you know what? I'm gonna do Generations. I'm gonna do Generations. Again, like I said, Generations technically was not a Master's Keep. It was its own thing, but Generations, and I'll admit it, I was wrong about Generations. When I first reviewed it, I reviewed it on a fresh crack. I wasn't that crazy about it. I thought it just was falling a little flat to me. And then I had it blind after it had some airtime, and it's just gotten better and better. So let's see how it compares to Generations. Now, for those of you that do not remember Generations, Generations was a combination of Bruce's favorite Rickhouses, Eddie's, and Jimmy's. So it was a blend of, let me see if I could read this shit. 9, 12, 14, and 15-year-old bourbons, each one representing the Russell family's individuals' likes. Add 70th. Dude, you're killing me. Gold foil for the you want to add a gold foil here too? No, I'm gonna stick with these four. Let's see how we go here. The issue is I like Beacon over Generation. I bought both for the price of one Generations. That's actually it's a good point. Okay. Let's jump through this here. This is gonna be fun. This is not a bad night right here. All right. First, let's go to the. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna start with the Generations here. I'm just gonna compare it to Beacon just because I want to. Okay. Different. Generations is that old, funky. This is where the oak profile is. This is where the oak lives. Is the Generations, and I think this gives you more cherry cola vibes on the Generations than anything. And I remember when I tried this blind, it was actually one of the Grinch episodes. The first year I did that stuff, and I think this was in a blind. This was a blind sample, and I actually thought it was George T. Stagg because I got like that cherry cola note, the oak, all that. The price on this, was crazy at 400 plus. Yeah, I bought it. I hated buying it for that much, but I did because it's a turkey. But Campari really played on the story for this one, being that it was the three generations, their favorite whiskeys, all kind of blended together. I get it, but that was a tough price point. I get it. Okay, we go back to the Beacon here. God, the Beacon just has a. When you compare it to Generations, the Beacon actually comes out a lot sweeter. And when I say sweeter, it's that vanilla custard, creme brulee, that vanilla cream with that little bit of like a singed orange that Wild Turkey is known for. It's all there with the oak. Honestly, Beacon versus Generations. I like Beacon. Beacon just has a better balance. There's more going on in Beacon, and the finish on Beacon lasts longer than Generations does. Yeah, Everett Jarvis, cherry Dr. Pepper for Generations. I could totally see that. But I think the Beacon actually has more spice than Generations does, and it's got a little bit more of an elevated sweetness than Generations. All right, let's go to Russell's 15. See, now Russell's 15 on the nose compared to the other two, it's a different animal. This is where Bourbon Bill says, I'm going to make a whiskey called My Kid Needs Diapers, and I made this from hand. Over years and charged $5 a bottle like Calumet 18, sell on the story like the theme of 2025. That's Bourbon Bill. That is the theme. That's the marketing theme, man. The Russell's 15 compared to Generations and Beacon has a sharper oak profile when you compare it to the other two. The sweet is there, but this dives into more molasses, more almost cigar box type of notes when you're coming off of either of these two. I don't think it's as sweet as the Beacon. I think it's a little bit darker and richer than the Beacon is, but the Beacon I think is more elegant and actually better balanced overall. But the Russell's 15 also I think is just kind of in your face and just flavor of. That's why people love it so much. Yeah, Jared, that's what we're doing. Generations right here. Are you against premium whiskey mark? Oh, Bourbon Bill, you can have a killer whiskey line and never touch 100 plus whiskey, but it's nice to have. There you go, Thomas. Look at Thomas is the voice of reason. I'm curious how many Russell's Reserve 15 bottles do you have left? I have this one and I have one backup, and that's it. I did not get multiples. I got one backup of it, and that's it. I actually found out that I have two backups of the first Russell's Reserve 13 release, which had some, I think, 19 year in it. So I did find that out the other day when I was going through the collection. That's kind of nice. Drink what you want, pay what you want, but don't tell me how to do either. There you go, Rare Bird. Yeah, I mean, whiskey tubers, I know we get shit sometimes for maybe, overpaying for a bottle to get a review out there. I overpaid a little bit to get the Beacon, honestly. I'm going to be transparent with you guys, but it is what it is. It's my money. I work hard to make it. So I'm going to spend it where I feel like I need to spend it to get content for you. So, because I know what's going to happen if I didn't have this box tonight and SLB dropped their review today. Hey, Jason, when are you going to get Beacon? We want to see you review Beacon. And like, that's what happens. So you have to, understandably so, you have to sometimes overpay to get certain bottles, at a certain time frame. I don't feel like you have to do it as much as you used to do it like a few years ago. But I still feel like when it comes to Wild Turkey, I always get the questions constantly. When are you reviewing Beacon? When are you reviewing Beacon? And I had to get it. So, man, the Russell's 15 just has more brute force of flavor up front. And I think that's why people are, I could see a lot of people saying they like Russell's 13 over Beacon and over Generations. I get it. But let me go back to Beacon now, coming off of Russell's 15. I tell you what, Beacon is really good. It's just so like the blend of it. It's not even that I'm impressed so much by the flavor. It's the blend. It's how well it's constructed. It's syrupy, it's sweet, it's spicy. that chocolatey raspberry note that I'm getting on the mid palate is so just, it's the chef's kiss on it. It's so good. It's everything you love about turkey. It has the spicy, the sweet. It's got the little bit of the funk. It's got something a little bit different when you get into like that chocolatey vibe to it. So, are you reviewing the Maker's Mark Cellar Age soon? Yeah, Cody, I'm going to try to get my hands on the 2025 version. I'm not really a huge Maker's Mark fan. I know it's their oldest whiskey that they're putting into the Cellar Age this year. So, maybe that'll help. We'll see. All right, let's get into the Calumet 18. Yeah, cellar aged. I mean, people are interested in it though. People want to know. Calumet 18. Calumet 18 to me personally, doesn't hold a candle to the Beacon, at least on the nose. Man, when you come off the Beacon generations, even Russell's 15, the Calumet 18, the more it's gone down the bottle, the more cherry it's gotten. So it's actually a nice little. It's actually a good comparison to throw Calumet 18 in there because Barton does technically get a little bit more cherry. So, but it does hold a tall lamp. Yeah. Thomas Shaddick says, I'm someone who is for the premium market. So you may have missed my point. For someone who is value minded, the premium market will never make sense, but that's any premium market in life. Yeah, Thomas. I mean, you got to remember in every single aspect of industry, every single aspect of things, that people want, things that people want to buy. There's always a level of I want what you can't have. There's that in every single industry. You guys know I love sneakers. There's that in sneakers. It's in watches, it's in wine, it's in freaking Pokemon cards. It's across it. There are shades of that everywhere you go, in every corner of the of industry. It is how it is. So again, it comes down to, are you a value shopper? Are you someone that's more curious? You want to buy just to try new things? I think those people, the people that want to try new things, the people that are really curious about bourbon and want to try every brand, I feel like that group that was, really coming to the forefront during COVID has kind of peeled off a little bit, and they've kind of found what they like, and they're going to drink what they want to drink. And now you have this, like I said before, this bigger gap between the premium people that want to have everything that nobody else can have. And then you have the people who just want to drink what they want to drink, and they just want to walk in, buy what they like on the shelf, and be done with it. So it's no wrong or right answer. I mean, everyone's going to bitch and moan about, listen, when I'm doing when I'm watching sneaker channels or, and I see people, they complain of the same way that we complain about whiskey. They complain about sneakers. Oh, there's too much money. Prices are going up. It sucks. It's not available. Why am I hunting this? All the resellers are getting these shoes and they're flipping them for more money. It's the same shit. And this happens across, like I said, it happens across all different microcosms of the industry, across the industry. It is what it is. And you just have to choose what you want to buy, what you want to spend your money on. And there's no right or wrong. It's whatever you want to spend your money on. And if anyone has anything to say about it, tell them to fuck off. That's all you could say. Oh, you don't like that I'm spending $500 on a bottle of bourbon? Screw you. It's my money. Can Google Translate do hand motions? Yeah, probably not. Did you compare last year's Masters Keep yet? Top 5 sneaker channels, says Big Prince. Number 1, Wear Testers. Number 2, Raffy Collects. Number 3, Jay the Sneaker Guy is probably up there. Number 4, how do you say that channel's name? His Kicks. He's Kicks. I forgot how you say it. This kick, I forgot what it is. And then probably number 5, you have Seth Fowler. He's got a good channel too for especially if you want early reviews. He's one of those guys that way overpays for shoes to get them really early for early reviews. So those are probably the top 5, but I don't think anybody beats Nightwing. Excuse me, on from Wear Testers. Crown Chocolate just dropped. Yeah, that's right. The same guy complaining that you just spent $500 on a bourbon has a 2025 trunk full. Yeah. Yep. Stepped in at the Beacon Crack. How does it compare to the 13? Always love your content. Do they know? Yes, they do. They smell the sneakers for sure. All right, let me try the Calumet 18 here. I'll tell you what, the Calumet, the more airtime it's gotten more medicinal and it's gotten more almond forward. So this almond cherry biscotti cookie flavor that it has is extremely prevalent to me in the Calumet 18. However, the cherry is getting slightly medicinal, very much like the Wild Turkey 17-year Ball and Bond. Oh yeah, Fulmer Simpson. I dig Fulmer Simpson too. He's cool. And I'm not saying either is wrong, by the way. They're just saying, you do and you and I'll do me, says Whiskey Hat. Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'm never going to disparage anybody for how they spend their money. That's how you want to spend your money. There's so many great whiskeys out there. You don't have to spend $1 trillion on premium releases. For sure. We need a 1 to 4 ranking here, says Thomas Shadix. God, the Beacon's so delicious. This is going to sound weird. I think the Beacon tastes like if a Michter's 10-year single barrel had more proof. I feel like that's what that tastes like. I'm just trying to give you guys some context. If you've ever had a Michter's 10-year where it's got the oak, it's got the cherry, it's got some really rich fruit flavors, it's got but a soft finish. If like Michter's 10 was a higher proof and had a longer finish, I feel like that's what Beacon is kind of like. Do you think those people that buy their sneakers early and make the money back from releasing a review first? I think in some cases. It has a Brown-Forman profile. Says Rarebird. I don't know if it's a Brown-Forman profile. I'm just saying, like, in the context of like how it's a really, really sweet oak profile, which I think is something you get on Michter's. Really rich sweet oak, cherry. That chocolate raspberry note, though, for me on the Beacon, I think it's just different. It's just something that I haven't really. Maybe it's chocolate covered raspberry. I'm sorry, chocolate covered cherry too, in some sort of way. But there's definitely a chocolatey, fruit forward type of vibe to it that Beacon has. But question mark? Stress it was a question. Yeah. It doesn't have like the banana. It doesn't have like the acetone that I get from a lot of Brown-Forman. It does not have that at all. So don't get me wrong when I say that. I just think if you take the best parts of Michter's 10-year single barrel and you amplify it up, I feel like you add some turkey funk on that. I feel like that's what this is a little bit. Because it's just, I'm trying to think of stuff that I get that type of profile from. And I feel like Michter's 10-year, some of them, not all of them, but obviously depends year to year. Some of them just kind of stand out in that way. Add in peanut butter and I'd buy 100 bottles and never buy anything else as Bourbon Coach. Yeah, don't forget the Beacon is a fresh crack. That's true. So it could open up. Things could change. It could get less chocolatey, less, whatever. But the M&J holiday pick is giving me cavities. Yeah, it's really sweet. How good will Beacon get with a little time after opening? I don't know. We're going to find out because I'm going to let this sit overnight. And I will do a full review very soon. Man, if I had to rank these, See that sip of Beacon? I got more of the cherry raspberry. Mmm. Shit, that's good. I did not expect Beacon to be that good. It's good. It's really good. MK17 or Beacon. M is about it's about a tad cheaper. Okay, so again, I'm working on something with Rare Bird. You guys will you, I mean the idea is to rank every single Master's Keep, and I think we're gonna do that together. So just a matter of time. We'll let you guys know when that's coming up, but that's gonna be an epic Wednesday night. I'm telling you. That's coming soon. So I think Beacon I like Beacon more than Calumet 18. I don't care when anybody says Calumet 18 is good, but Beacon is more layered. There's more going on. I think Calumet 18 comes off next to Beacon. It comes off a little bit like a 3-4 trick pony, where it's almond, cherry, really great oak. But there's some medicinality that is coming to the forefront of the Calumet 18 that's kind of turning me off a little bit. The Matchkey Beacon, at least for now, again, this needs airtime. I think I like that better than Calumet 18. Russell's 15, though, man, it's so hard to beat. I don't know, man. I think I still like Russell's 15, but I like Beacon over Generations. I'll tell you what, you should have compared last year's Masters Keep. Which was last year's Master? Wasn't last year's Masters Keep last year's Masters Keep was a rye. That's really not gonna do anything here. Masters Keep last year was the Triumph. A 10-year rye versus a 10 and 16-year-old bourbon. That's not really. I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't have to compare it. I know I like this way more than Triumph. So, yep. Losing to Russell's 15 is no hate at all. Beacon versus Raven. Last year's Masters Keep isn't even close. Yeah. Oh, sorry, says R. Flinch. Yeah. This weekend I will blind the 15 to the Beacon. Yeah, Top Dog. I'm curious what you get on it. I think overall, as far as my ranking goes, where would I put Generations? Man, Generations is freaking polarizing right now. I don't know if I like do it. I think I like Calumet 18 over Generations. Calumet 18, honestly, to be honest with you guys, it's kind of a memory thing. Calumet 18 reminds me of the biscotti cookies that my grandmother used to make. And if your whiskey does that, there's gonna be some tangible value to that to me, like memory wise, where I'm just like, I need that whiskey's delicious. So I think fourth place would be Generations, third place would be Calumet 18, third place Beacon, first place Russell's 15 for me, I think. At least right now. At least right now. Yeah, final take. Jason likes Wild Turkey over Barton. Yeah, no question. Russell Reserve 15 is miles beyond Pappy 15. And if anybody tells you different, then they're just a Buffalo Trace fanboy. Top 5 grandma sayings. My top 5 grandma saying. You're gonna make me tear up if I start talking about my grandmother. That's not cool, man. My favorite is blending 50-50 Russell 15 and batch 6 is Russell 13. I need yeah, you know what? Let me actually get the Russell's 13 in here. Is there anything else you want me to compare it to? Do you want me to compare it to the Raven? See how it stacks up? That's not it. Is this it? Yeah. Reveries. Yeah, but that's not the Raven. Where's my Raven? Where's my Raven bottle? Am I blind? Am I not seeing it? Am I blind? Where is it? That's the Reveries 9-year. Where's my Raven? LLME Jack 14. How about that bullshit 15-year-old Russell Reserve 10 laser code, says Joseph Waniger. What do you mean bullshit 15-year Russell Reserve 15? Joseph, that whiskey was 15 years old in LLME. So if you think it's bullshit, then it's not bullshit. I don't know where the hell it went. I feel like I'm like missing it. Wild Turkey 12. Yeah, nothing bullshit about the Raven says FEO train. Yeah, I'm like, it's somewhere here. I'm like blind. Where the hell is it? This is a Reveries single barrel. That's the take. What the hell did I do with it? It's gonna drive me nuts. Nope. Oh, I know where it is. Never mind, guys. It's upstairs because I when Scott was here last week, I brought it upstairs for him to try. So it's upstairs. My bad. That's where it is. Well, at least I remember where it is. Thank God. No, I'm not going to be at Kentucky Bourbon Festival, unfortunately. I'm hoping to get there next year for sure. Hey, just see, I know you hate the word bespoke when referring to whiskey. We will ever get an artisanal whiskey. Drum Key's first release, rant time. Benny Hill theme playing in my head. Oh, sure. Blame Scott. Not blaming Scott. I brought it up for him to try. So, all right. What else can we try tonight? Yeah, guys, throw some suggestions in the chat. Whatever you guys want me to. Do you have? Oh, I do have Jack 14. If you want me to try it with Jack 14, I could do that. Jack 14 seems to be the proverbial test it against Jack 14. That's what happens now every time. Everyone wants me to try it against Jack 14, so we'll do it. Oh, Heaven Hill 17 versus Beacon, dude. That's kind of a good one. I kind of dig that. Okay, man, I am running low on Jack 14. Look at that, I'm hitting that bottle hard. It's almost empty. I got to save some for the end of the year, for God's sake. My end of the year tasting. GTS. Well, okay, so Jack 14. I mean, it's 126.3 proof. Beacon, I'm going to pour a little more here. I mean, the more air, the better, for the full review. Yeah, speaking of Drum Key, I did promise a little bit of an update on Drum Key. So if you guys do not know yet, I am coming out with my own brand of whiskey called Drum Key Spirits. They will be bespoke blends. Screw all of you. I'm only kidding. Yeah, they're going to be custom blends of some really great aged whiskeys that I'm going to be working on, and I'm literally leaving tomorrow to fly down to Missouri to head over to Barrel King to blend my first release of Drum Key. So all the work and the turmoil and everything that's gone into it, and the waiting and the labels and everything in between and the lawyers, it's all done. And now it's time to get to work. So this weekend, I will be, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I'll be posting a lot of shit on Instagram about the entire experience, what I'm working with, what I'm looking to blend, and it's going to be epic. So, and I'm telling you, if it's not as good as Beacon, I'm probably not going to release it. So I believe Rare Bird even stated no Russell Reserve 15 year in LLME, and also Bruce Russell, I believe, said no 15 year in LLME. Okay. I'm just telling you right now what Bruce literally just told me. I'm not gonna get in trouble. I'm not gonna say shit. But whatever. You guys want to believe it's not 15 year? Go for it. Good luck, Jason. Will it be on shelves and where? So, Phil, not yet. So, it's only going to be available through my Patreon and will be available through Barrel King. If you're a Barrel King Gold member, you get access to my drum key bottles through them, and you get access to my drum key bottles through my Patreon. So, that is right now the only two ways to get it. We'll see how it goes over time, but it's going to be one of those things where it's not going to be a ton of releases each and every year. There'll be single barrels mixed in, but I just it's one of those things where I'm nervous, but I'm also excited to get down there and blend. I haven't really blended a lot on a big scale, so it's going to be a learning experience for me. But at the same time, I know what I want the whiskey to taste like, and I know what you guys like, and I know what I like, and I'm not going to release anything unless I hit that mark. So, uh, yeah, big, huge news. So, drum key first blend being crafted this weekend. There it is. Yeah, it wasn't extra Russell's Reserve 15 barrels. That's that. Yeah, that's what it was. Yep. About how many bottles in the drum key release? I think the initial number we're trying to hit is between 600 and 800. God, I love Beacon. Beacon is this is how to describe it. If you guys love the Camp Nelson single Rickhouse F, it's a more elegant version of the single Rickhouse Camp Nelson F, meaning it's not as in your face. It's a little bit more elegant, a little bit more blended, a little bit more layer. Like you have to, it makes you think. The Camp Nelson F was just it was an assault on your senses with flavor and turkey funk and cherry and everything you love in between about Wild Turkey. Beacon is kind of that. It's just a little bit more subdued, and it's a little bit more elegant of an experience. David Smith, I think that might be the plan. Maybe. I'm not sure if that's changed. If you guys show up at Barrel King this weekend, I'll be there. You could come in and say hi. I'll be there for sure. Rare breed. Do you have Parker's Heritage Double Barrel close by? I think so. All right. So for me, it's Beacon over Jack Daniels 14. Jack Daniels 14 is freaking fantastic. But, honestly, guys, though, you have to remember, I love the turkey profile. It just depends what you like, man. For me, it's not. Jack Daniels 14 can easily be someone's favorite over Beacon. And I would understand for sure. But I'll tell you what the Jack Daniels 14 has that Beacon doesn't is this rich molasses note on Jack Daniels 14. And I think that little hint of cigar box that I get in the Master's Keep Beacon, it's completely elevated in Jack Daniels 14. I think there is some similarity there with both of them, but I think there's more sweetness in the Beacon than there is the Jack 14. I think the Jack 14 really leans into that really deep, rich, dark tobacco, spice, chocolate type of note, molasses, whereas the Beacon has some of that, but I do think it's balanced out with some of the sweeter, again, and some of that, the singed orange peel, the creme brulee, and that raspberry cherry combination that it has. Russell's 15 over JD 14 for me, for sure. Some saying JD 12 over 14. Yeah, I think that I'm leaning towards that camp more and more each day. That I like this year's Jack Daniel's 12 over the 14. And there's one reason why, and it's 2 words. Butterscotch. Actually, it's 1 word. Butterscotch. I get butterscotch in Jack Daniel's 12. That is my favorite note in whiskey, and it is in Jack Daniel's 12. I don't get it in 14. 14 gets to a much darker place. So, yeah. I think Beacon might be my favorite release I've tried this year so far. You know, I could see that. Beacon is just so freaking good, man. I think the 12 is better than the 14th. I need to hunt for Beacon now. Guys, I'm telling you, if you have a chance to buy the Wild Turkey Beacon and you're a Wild Turkey fan, you are going to fully appreciate it. If you're not a Wild Turkey fan and you're kind of on the fence about it because it's $300 plus, you know, maybe try before you buy it. But I will have a full review of this, probably posting, if not tomorrow, the next day. I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to try to get as much as I can out there. I have a review for the Stranahans, the Founders Release 12-year. Full review on that. And I also have a fun review of 3 new bottles that I discovered being a Ascot Award judge, which was pretty cool. I found 3 new brands that I did not know of. I tried them, and I feel like I want to kind of share those brands with you. So real quick, guys, let's go to the Bourbon Meme of the Week, as we always like to do. And I'm going to say this is, I think this has happened to me. I'm not going to fully admit that this has happened to me, but I think this has happened to me. Here it is. Oh, I love you. Is that you or the whiskey talking? It's me talking to the whiskey. Obviously AI made this shit, but I thought it was pretty hilarious. I actually really enjoyed this meme. I feel like this has happened to me. Right. I'm like, oh my God, I love this. And she's like, excuse me. I'm talking to my whiskey. So there you go. That is the meme of the week. Loving that one. When are you getting the Disco 13 to try? So on the way, I have a Disco 13 coming from Bart's Bourbon Company, as well as, what else did they say they were sending me? They were sending me something else. So I am getting that. I am getting that soon. The Stranahans is freaking delicious. I just cracked it last night. David, dude, listen, I know it's a $200 American single malt, but when you drink it, you will know. You will forget about spending that $200 because it's so delicious. I'm telling you, if you like drinking just straight up coffee cake, oh my God. Old Forester, oh man. So if you're talking about, so user DA3KJK2LK4LW, if you're talking about the President's Choice Bourbon, I think I've had one of them that I would put against Beacon. Otherwise, Beacon is probably better than most of the ones I've tried. Is the Stranahans is Fall in the Glen? Absolutely, Jason K. Will Disco 13 be available at Heaven Hill for the Blitz? That's a good question. Mark, I haven't gotten all the details yet, so I don't know. Beacon top 3 thus far for 2025. Atomic Shadix. Man, you have Jack 14, Calumet 18, PFG. This. I don't know about top 3 yet, but definitely top 5. Definitely top 5 for sure. Beacon versus Dusty Rare Breed. Oh shit. I just found the Raven. It's down here. All right, we're gonna finish tonight with that. Let me get the Raven. It's literally on the shelf. I don't remember putting it back on the shelf. And here I am blaming Scott. Give me 1 second. All right. Let's get this out of here. Beacon, Raven. So Raven is a top whiskey for me this year. Absolutely incredible blend from Jay. What's your top 5 honey finish whiskey, rye or bourbon? Rye for sure. I like finished ryes more than finished bourbons normally. So Jason blinded by all the glowing reviews. I haven't watched one review on Beacon. I know SLB did one. I know Zach did one over at Bourbon Kingdom, but I haven't really watched any others. I haven't watched them at all, but I want to just kind of give an unbiased opinion. I was very nervous about trying Beacon just because, you know, it's hard for me to say I dislike a turkey product. If I dislike it, I will say I dislike it, but I was nervous about Beacon, but it's absolutely delicious. So I took your advice on the blind tasting and had Wild Turkey 101, Maker's Mark, Evan Williams 1783, Buffalo Trace, and Uncle Near Single Barrel. The Wild Turkey 101 was hands down, and there were 10 guests, says TB Business Coaching. Dude, that is a hell of a blind. And you know what? It does not surprise me that Wild Turkey 101 won that. Thoughts on Nectar by Old Commonwealth? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, good call out for the Nectar. I've had one sample of that, and it was actually pretty delicious. I know that people are overpaying greatly for that. I don't think it's worth overpaying for, but if you could score one at retail, I would. I put myself in those lotteries for the Commonwealths and the Nectars, and I haven't hit once. I'm hoping to hit one of these days, so I could do a full review on it. But yeah. I was talking about your reviews for the bottles in front of you. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Has anyone tried the Westward Rum cast finish? I love the Pinot Noir. Jason, you're doing Jim Beam Lineage Batch 2. Yeah, I'm trying to get my hands on one. I just haven't been able to come across one yet. Why is the Stranahan's good? I've tried so many and all suck. Froggy Burl is the only one I could say is the. So that's not Stranahan's, Phil C. Foggy Burl that's not Stranahan's. You're thinking of Redwood Empire. That's Redwood Empire, not Stranahan's. So yeah, Redwood so the 12 years the first round I liked. I've tried so many. Oh, you're talking about just American single malt in general? Drake, I have not tried the DH Cromwell. Have not tried that one. Have not had the pleasure. So the Raven, I think, gives you more of the. So for those of you that don't know, the raisin, the Raven is a blend of Indiana and Kentucky as well, and I think it's more NGP profile layered. So I think there's more of like that cherry cola in the Raven, which is one of my favorite notes in whiskey. This is cherry cola all day long. Oh my gosh. God, the finish, the flavor punch of that. Now go to the Beacon. I have to be honest. I think I still like the Raven a little better. But I think the Beacon is easily my favorite Wild Turkey release this year so far. Easily. But I think I like the Raven a little better, to be honest. It just has darker flavors. It's more punchy. It's powerful. It's got what you like about a well-aged bourbon, but there's just, I don't know, there's just like seems to be more going on a little bit. But the Beacon has every aspect of turkey that you'll love. So great job with the Master's Keep Beacon. Love it. But As far as the price point, it's going to be tough for a lot of people that are going to want to pay 300 plus for it. I think the fact that Beacon is going to be maybe the last Masters Keep for a long time, I think people are utilizing that to their advantage, because every time I see a post on secondary, it says Wild Turkey's Masters Keep Beacon, last one for a while, according to Bruce Russell, where I wonder where people got that information from. Right here on the Mash and Drum. What time are you going to be in Missouri tomorrow? I don't get in till late tomorrow night, but I'll be there pretty much all day. I think Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and maybe Monday. I'm not leaving until that first blend is done. That's basically the idea. Which batch of Reveries is this? This is the Raven, the first Raven. That beautiful bespoke blend. No, the Raven's all gone, dude. But he is releasing more. If you're interested in these Reveries bottles, you have to join the Bourbon on Reddit and sign up for all the releases. So, yeah, the Beacon has beautiful oak on it, Jason. It's those really rich oak notes. Not as much as Wild Turkey Bottled and Bond 17 Masters Keep. I don't even think it's as much as Russell's 15. I don't even think it's as much as some of the older Russell's 13s releases. I think it's a little bit more, I'm not going to say it's subdued. There's a beautiful oak presence there, but I think the balance of the Beacon is what makes it amazing. That 16-year Camp Nelson in your face type of profile, that's just a little bit more subdued by that 10-year and just the sweetness of it. It's just a beautifully blended whiskey. So I like Raven 2 even better than 1. So good. Yeah, I didn't try number 2. Raven's long gone. So I'm trying to hold on to this one. But with that said, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. And we had over 600 in the chat at one point. Glad you guys got to see my first impressions of Masters Keep Beacon. Full review coming very, very soon. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. I got it right this week. Love all of you guys. I will be probably, if you follow my Instagram, keep an eye on it. I will be probably live from Barrel King this weekend, a little bit, trying to go through the blending process. You guys could see what it's like for me blending my first release from beginning to end. So yeah, guys, thanks for all the support, and I will see you real soon right here on the Mash and Drum. Should see you next week. Yeah, next week. Same time, same bat time, same bat channel. Cheers, guys.